I'm Coach Adam. I'm really excited to introduce you to a device that I've invented called Coach Adam's Volley Trainer. You may have seen it used in one of my earlier videos with a student of mine, and my passion has always been about technique and figuring out ways that I can help my students as early on as possible develop the correct technique that's an advantage for them when they're playing. Now, anybody can volley at the net. Anybody can be 3 feet from the net and use any kind of volley, from a semi-western volley, still a little difficult on those bottom balls. The eastern, same thing, but look what happens as I draw my racket forward, tipping the head of the racket down. Same thing, look at the path of my racket in the semi-western. And those two grips are really, well, they're okay at the net. You can get away with it. I think a lot of players spend time there. But as soon as you move back off of the net, 4 feet, 5 feet, all the way to the baseline, where you should be able to take a volley out of the air anywhere on the court. The preferred grip is really the continental grip. And it's hard to learn if your instinct is to use more of a paddle, something where the path of the racket is going to be angled down. So this device, the Coach Adam's Volley Trainer, is really simple to use. It's very lightweight, takes nothing away from the racket except guiding you. Now, the trainer opens so the racket can be inserted inside, and it has a Velcro strap at the top to cinch it down and close. It has a second Velcro strap midway that it doesn't need to be used unless maybe you're a coach and you have a student that is chronically wanting to turn the racket. You can move it up and cinch it down a little bit tighter. And then an anchor at the end. This strap here goes around the arm and it lightly attaches. And there you go. The Volley Trainer is in place. The grip, the continental grip, you find and hold the racket, and you know if it's straight off of the Volley Trainer as well as your arm, you're in the correct position. If you're having to turn your hand to adjust, it's just like reaching out for a cup of coffee. If you're curled around it, you're in the wrong place. You should be very relaxed, just like shaking hands. Now you've got the Volley Trainer on, and just allow the trainer to move around almost in a level fashion, not raising the trainer, not lowering the trainer. Now, if you do have to lower, it's your body that lowers. But look what happens. It causes me to allow the racket to fall back. This is that open face that we want. We want the racket to fall back. This is supination on the backside, pronation. It allows it to fall back, and it's guided by the Volley Trainer. As I bring the racket back and I'm turning my body, you'll notice that the racket and the Volley Trainer are still lined up with my shoulder. That's very important. Whether I'm on the backhand side as I make contact, it's right off my shoulder. On the forehand side as I make contact, it's right off of my shoulder. This prevents wrist movements. It really helps with anybody who has wrist problems, any injury that you have there, because it's going to teach you to avoid using your wrist. It stops people from chopping with their arm to get that over top spin volley. Again, using the wrist and elbow too much. Instead, it's that nice path through the ball that's going to give you that underspin if that's what you're looking for. The Volley Trainer gives you a position where you can reach out with your arm. It's not going to take away from that if you have to, those desperation movements. Those higher level players, college players, who maybe have played juniors and now you've entered college, you're going to be playing doubles, and you haven't spent enough time. This is an easy device to pick up and use to immediately understand volleys and how to correctly volley with a nice path, a correct path, and something that's going to advance you very quickly. Beginning students that are just beginning to play, this is a nice way just to have on while you're practicing before playing, before or while you're training at home, just for shadow swings. There's so many advantages here. Now, one of the other things is the feedback. If you strike the ball low on the racket, you're going to get a thudding sound. If you strike it in the correct position of the racket, you're going to get a nice clean volley. It's this upper angle here where that contact needs to be. The advantage of the racket being able to go deep into the court and take low balls out of the ground. And you may have seen one of my recent videos that I posted of a beginner student who has only been playing for a very short time, within a 15-minute period with me working on just on volleys. It significantly improved the way that she made contact and keeping that edge of the racket in the right place to strike that ball. I hope you'll find this advantageous for you and you'll consider looking into one of these. You'll be able to find it on my retail page through my website. And I'd love any comments, questions, and consider it a lesson. Consider it a lesson from me and my ability to be able to reach anyone off the court and hopefully help you make your game that much better.